Welcome to the session. So today I am here to explain two more applications of divide and conquer approach. So in the earlier session we discussed what is divide and conquer approach and what is the general method of divide and conquer approach and the quicksort, one kind of application which is solved by using divide and conquer approach we already seen. So in the today's session we want to see two more applications. One is defective chessboard problem and another one is binary search. So first let us move to what is the defective chessboard problem. So the defective chessboard problem means, I think one of the game which are playing more number of people is chess. So in general we are using 8x8 chessboard. So there we are by using queens. So we want to move and we want to convey, or we want to the opponent king we want to restrict. But here the defective chessboard problem means, so suppose it is a 8x8 chessboard. So we are using a defective tile. Actually 8x8 chessboard having 64 boxes. So according to this problem, the 64 boxes are imagined as 64 tiles. So in that one tile is defective tile. So how to replace, how to place the rest of the thing by using triaminos. That is the problem, defective chessboard problem. Okay, so let us go, what is the definition of this problem? So the definition of this problem is, given a n by board. Here the very important constraint is, definitely the n is in the terms of 2 power. Means we can use 2x2 chessboard, we can use 4x4 chessboard, we can use 8x8 chessboard, we can use 16x16 chessboard also. But we cannot use 3x3, 5x5, 6x6. So these are not of the power of 2. Okay, so that's why the n should be written like 2 power k and the k value should be greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so the board has one missing square. Fill the board using triaminos. Say for example, this is a chessboard. This is a 2x2 chessboard. So here I am making as one tile as defective tile. So the rest of the portion should be covered like this. This is called triamino. The triamino is a L-shaped one. So how many different ways we can combine the L-shaped things is, so this is the one pattern. Here present we got. Another one is, this is a one kind of pattern. Right? Another one is, this is a one kind of pattern. And another one is, this is already repeated. So only 4 kind of things. So this is the one, this is the one, this is the one, and this is the one. This is also repeated. So totally 4 different kinds of possibilities are there. So another one is this one. These are the 4 different combinations. So by using these 4 different connectors, replace the chessboard. Means we need to cover all the tiles in the rest of the chessboard. So how many triaminos are required? whether we want to cover all the tiles or not. That is the chessboard problem, right? So a triamino is a L-shaped tile like this. Okay, 2 by 2 block with the one cell of size is 1 by 1 is missing. Means that suppose we are taking only one chessboard. This is a 1 by 1 chessboard. We are taking as this is a one tile. The one tile we are imagining as a defective tile. There are no more tiles, so 0 number of triaminos are required. But in this case, in case of 2 by 2 chessboard, one triamino is required. So this is the triamino. Suppose this is a defective tile. Sometimes you can take this is a defective tile. So at the time this is a one triamino to cover all the remaining tiles. Suppose one more option also there. Suppose this is a tile. So this is a one more triamino to cover all the tiles. So whatever may be the case, where is the defective tile? So one triamino is required to cover the rest of the portion in case of 2 by 2 chessboard. Right. So solving the problem efficiently is the goal of this problem. So visualizing the board, the algorithm runs is much more interesting. So how to do this? So here say for example, we have taken a 4 by 4 chessboard. To understand clearly, suppose we have taken a 4 by 4 chessboard. How many triaminos are required? Suppose, let us assume this is maybe a defective tile. This is maybe a defective tile. So, this is a one triamino. This is another triamino. Here, this is gap. This is the gap. So, how to fill this gap? We don't know. How to fill this gap? We don't know. So, what is the another solution for this? Means our approach is wrong. So the divide and conquer approach do like this. Suppose this is a defective chessboard, means this is a defective tile. At the time, this is a 4 by 4 chessboard. Initially the 4 by 4 chessboard is imagined as 2 by 2 chessboards. 4 2 by 2 chessboards. Means this is a one chessboard, this is another chessboard. So this is a 1 2 by 2 chessboard. This is another 2 by 2 chessboard. This is another 2 by 2 chessboard. This is another 2 by 2 chessboard. So I am imagining that. So this is a means each and every one, each and every chessboard. I am imagining that it is a one defective tile. And interestingly, this is a one triamino. This is a one triamino. Okay. This is another triamino. This is another triamino. So 1, 2, 3. This is a one more triamino. 4. This is a one more triamino. 5. So 5 chessboard. Means 5 triaminos are required. So when we have taken the 4 by 4 chessboard, we need to divide the 4 by 4 chessboard into 4 2 by 2 chessboards, and we want to do the similar kind of operation. Suppose when we want to take the 8 by 8 chessboard, we need to divide first 4 by 4 chessboards. Then each and every 4 by 4 chessboard again divided into 4 2 by 2 chessboards, and we want to do similar kind of pattern. So that is the way we are applying the divide and conquer approach to this problem. Right? So, next. Master. Okay. So the next thing. So what is an algorithm for this? What is an algorithm for this? So how we are applying the divide and conquer approach to solve this problem is, so as mentioned earlier, a divide and conquer technique is used to solve the problem. The divide and conquer splitting the larger problem into smaller problems. Recently, I told that if you are taking a 4 by 4 chessboard also, the 4 by 4 chessboard is divided into 4 2 by 2 chessboards. Then we are doing the operation. That is the way of dividing the problem, larger problem also into smaller problem instances, right? And ensuring that each subproblem is an exact copy of the larger one, and the arbitrarily small will be going to with this. Let's do it explicitly. Means previously I clearly shown. Once again I am repeating the same kind of thing. Suppose this is a 4x4 chessboard. Okay. At this time, suppose I am taking a defective tile like this. Defective tile like this. Okay. So here this is a one triamino. This is another triamino. This is another triamino. This is another triamino. This is another triamino. So 5 triaminos are required. So like that, randomly you can choose the position of a defective tile at any position, even though we need to cover all the remaining tiles with triaminos. That is the problem. So here also we are dividing the problem into 4 into 2x2 problems. Then we are solving. Then it is easily solved. And the question we must ask before writing the algorithm is this even possible? Means that, well, the total number of squares on the board is n square. N is nothing but, say, n value is 2. So 2 by 2 means 2 square, 4. So totally 4 tiles are there. Right. So 4 power k. Right. Initially the k value is 1. So removing the defect, we would have 4 to the power of k minus 1. Right, means 3. So, which is always a multiple of 3. It means that, say in case of 2x2 chessboard, 2 square means 4. I am removing one defective tile. So, 3 means that it is a 1 triamino. Suppose in case of 4x4 chessboard, so total is 16. Whenever I am removing one defective tile, so 15 means 3 into 5. So 5 triaminos are required. So like that, when we are applying a mathematical equation related to triamino, definitely the resultant figure is a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3. This can be proved with a mathematical induction easily. But here we want to design an algorithm. So I won't discuss about what is the mathematical induction, how we are applying mathematical induction to this problem. Right? Next. So the defective chessboard problem we are solving with the help of recursion only. So in this unit, in case of quicksort, yesterday's session we have discussed. So there itself also we are using recursion. In case of defective chessboard problem also we are using recursion. The next binary search also we are using, you can use recursion, or without using recursion also you can do it. In case of metsort we are using recursion. So the majority of the algorithms we are using recursion. Why? Because when we are dividing the problem, larger problem into smaller problem instance, and up to we get small problem instance, we are doing the same kind of strategy of larger problem instance. Means we are applying the same kind of procedure on smaller problem instances. So that's why, so recursion is the best suited one to design divide and conquer applications. Alright, so whenever we have decided that the recursion means what is the base case we need to identify. Definitely the base case is 2x2 chessboard. Whether you want to take 16 by 16 or 8 by 8 or 4 by 4, the up to the last one is 2 by 2 chessboard. When we are getting 2 by 2 chessboard, only one triamino is required, then close the problem. Right. So every recursive algorithm must have a base case to ensure that it is terminate. So for us, let us consider the case. So n comma 2 power k is 2. So with us, a 2 by 2 block is a single defective. Solving this trivial, so the remaining 3 squares naturally form a triamino. Means that base case is nothing but, So the recursion terminates at what point? Or what is the breaking condition of a recursion? Means when we got a 2 by 2 chessboard, there itself the recursion iteration is breaks. So that is called base case. And in the recursive case, to make every subproblem as a smaller version of our original problem, so we have to do add own defects, and but in a very specific way. We have to take a closer look and adding a defective triamino at the center, and with one of the square in each of the 4 quadrants of our board, except for the one with our original defective would allow us to make 4 proper subproblems. At the same time, ensuring that we can solve the complete problem by adding the last triamino to cover up the 3 pseudocode defective squares we added. Means that whenever we are taking a 4 by 4 chessboard or an 8 by 8 chessboard, initially we are imagining that only one tile is a defective tile. One tile is a defective tile. That is only the original defective tile. But when we are dividing the larger problem into smaller problem instance, so in the smaller problem means a 4 by 4 chessboard. The 4 by 4 chessboard is divided into 4 2 by 2 chessboards. So each and every 2 by 2 chessboard must have a one defective tile. But in general, a 4 by 4 chessboard having only one defective tile. But when you are dividing the problem into 4 smaller problem instances, how you are decomposing the one defective tile among the 4 different small problem instances. So to avoid this problem, we are imagine that the rest of the 3 parts, we are imagine one defective tile. That is called imagination. That is the mean of original and duplicate. Okay, so once you see clearly the problem, then you can easily understand. So here first I am explaining the previous step, then we will move to the next step. Say it is a 4 by 4 chessboard, right? So they are given one defective tile like this here. So this is the original defective tile, right? This is the original defective tile. But I am dividing the problem into smaller problems. So this is a 1 2 by 2 chessboard. This is another 2 by 2 chessboard. This is another 2 by 2 chessboard. This is another 2 by 2 chessboard. Right. So in the 4 2 by 2 chessboards having only one defective tile. But whenever we are decomposing the problem into smaller problems, each and every subproblem must have one defective tile to solve this problem. So how to imagine the rest of the 3 defective tiles? Okay, that is also itself we are taking as a triamino shape. So here, so one defective tile is there. So this 2 by 2 chessboard doesn't require any defective tile. So the rest of these 3 things need defective tiles. So that's why I am taken that in this chessboard this is a defective tile, in this chessboard this is a defective tile, in this chessboard this is a one defective tile. Means that it is a one triamino shape, means 1. Right. So the problem is closed. So this is another triamino, this is another triamino, this is another triamino, this is another triamino. So 1 plus 4, 5 triaminos. So in the recursive step, what we have to do is, when we are taking a larger problem instance, the larger problem instance we need to divide into smaller problem instance. In the defective chessboard problem, each and every smaller instance must have one defective tile. Means that we are imagining one defective tile. Actually, the original defective tile is there, but in addition to this, we need to assume the 3 defective tiles like a one triamino. The triamino and the 3 defective tiles should be covered the 3 smaller problem instances. Then your problem is very easy. That is the recursive step concept. Right? So, combined step. Combined step. So, in the previous we told that divide, conquer and combine. So, how to combine the results? This is the last step. So, in the combining phase, after solving each of the 4 subproblems and putting them together to form a complete board, we have 4 defects in our board, and the original one will be lie in one of the quadrants. So, this is the one. While the other 3 we have intentionally added to solve the problem using DAC. So, this is the thing intentionally we are adding. All we have to do use a final triamino to cover those 3 defects and we are done. It means that the 3 defective tiles should be connected as a one triamino shape like. Then automatically the problem is solved. So this is the combined step concept. This is the combined step concept. So what is the recurrence relation to solve this problem is, so T of n is equal to 4 into T of n by 2. What is 4? Actually the 4 by 4 chessboard can be imagined as into 4 2 by 2 chessboards. So the n value is divided by 2, but 4 is constant. In case of 8 by 8 chessboard also, the 8 by 8 chessboard can be divided into 4 by 4 chessboards. So n value divided by 2. So that's why, so T of n is equal to 4 into T of n by 2 plus C. So the 4 comes from the fact that solve each problem into n. We are dividing into 4 subproblems of input size n by 2. Right. So half of the length of the original board. So once we are done adding the last triaminos to cover up the pseudocode defects we are added. So thus of course done in the constant time. Means for dividing case it reflects or it needs a constant amount time. It needs a constant time. Next. So practice. So for practice I am taken 8 by 8 chessboard. This is the last chance, but it's a very interesting problem. You can solve very easily, right? So 8 by 8 chessboard is nothing but eight rows and 8 columns. So here the first chessboard is divided into 4 by 4 chessboards. We need to solve one. Automatically you can imagine that there is the rest of one. Suppose I am taking a defective tile in the 8 by 8 chessboard like this. So this is the original one. Means in the clearly problem they are given that this is the original one. So we need to take 4 extra like a triamino shape. So generally in this chessboard having defective tile. So the rest of the thing. So here I am taken defective tiles. So one triamino has taken as a defective chessboard like. Next again, this problem is divided into 4 2 by 2. Again here I am taken, this is a defective chessboard like. So this is one more one. Right? So after that, this is a one triamino, this is a one triamino, this is a one triamino, this is a one triamino. So 4. Similarly, do the same kind of exercise here also. Similarly, you can do the same kind of exercise here also. Then automatically the total shape you are getting. One more time I am repeating. So here original 3-amino is there, means the original defective tile is there. So we are imagining that this is a 2x2 case. So again we are imagining that, so this is a defective tile like a 3-amino shape. So again one, right? So this is a 1 triamino, this is a 1 triamino, this is a 1 triamino, this is a 1 triamino. So like that, we are solving the defective chessboard problem by using divide and conquer approach very easily with less amount of time. So this is the thing. And one more animation for you to know or to understand the concept clearly. So here clearly mentioned that the triaminos are identified as with the numbers. So how many triaminos are required and how to cover the rest of the portion with triaminos. This is a one beautiful animation to understand clearly what are the triaminos and how to cover the triaminos the entire chessboard. So this is a first application which is related to defective chessboard problem. So the next we are moving to binary search. So what is the binary search? Generally, search is nothing but the process of finding the given element in the given list of elements is nothing but binary search. Actually, search is nothing but the process of finding the given element in the given list of elements. To find this, to perform this operation, we have n number of search techniques are available. But namely, one is a linear search, another one is binary search. But in general, already linear search is there. Linear search other name is called sequential search. But why we are going to binary search technique? Already we told in the first unit, we need to design the efficient algorithms. So the linear search time complexity is big O of n. The binary search time complexity is big O of log n. That's why we need to go for binary search technique. So that is the same thing I am conveyed here. So given a sorted array of elements, write a function to search the given element x is presented in the list or not. That is the search. So a simplest approach is to do this one is linear search, but the time complexity of the above algorithm is big O of n. So another approach to be perform the same task using binary search. So a problem having n number of solutions. Already one solution we are analyzed, the time complexity is big O of n. So is there any chance to minimize this thing? So that's why we will go for binary search. So such a sorted array is repeatedly divided in the search interval into half, begin with the interval covering the whole array. Means this is a very important. The precondition for binary search is the elements must be in a sorted order. Right? So each and every time what we have to do is we are dividing the array into two halves, like divide and conquer. And we need to identify whether the element is in mid position or not. So whether the element is in mid position, simply return the position. Suppose the element is not in the mid position, we need to check either left half, means comparatively mid it is lesser, definitely it is in the left hand side of an array. Suppose comparatively mid greater, maybe in the right hand side of an array. So repeatedly do the same kind of exercise until we will get element is found or not. Right. So if your value of the search key is less than the item in the middle of the interval, so narrow the interval to the lower half. Means we are concentrating on the only lower half. We doesn't concentrate on the higher half. Suppose otherwise we are concentrating on the upper half. Means repeatedly check until the value is found, interval is empty. So this kind of process we are repeatedly doing until we will get all the elements are over.
Okay, all the elements are over. Next. So this is a one beautiful example to understand clearly what is the concept of divide and conquer. Suppose they are given in elements. So totally here the elements are 14 elements are there given. Right. So in the first case we need to check 151 element is presented or not. So what I have to do means first the starting index is 1, end index is 14. Okay, 1 plus 14 divided by 2. So 15 by 2 we are getting 7. So the 7 is identified as mid position. So this is the mid position. So we need to check the 151 is equal to 54 or not. That is the case. So least one is 14, highest is 14, least one is 1. So we are adding this, we are getting mid. So the mid position element is 54. So we are identifying that 151 is not in the mid position. So we need to go for either left half or right half. Means here the condition clearly mentions that we need to go for right half. So automatically the low pointer is moved. So the low pointer is, for the next case, the low points to 8. Means this is our array. That's why the least value is 18, highest value is 14 only. Again we are calculating the mid. So at this time the 11th position is 125. So we need to check with 125. Same. Not in the mid position, right half. So then go for the L value moves to 12. So 12, 14. So 13. 13 is the mid position. So the 13th position, 142. So again do the same thing. So then obviously the L moves to this one. So 14, 14. So 14 is formed. So this is the binary search technique. Means here to check 151, actually the last element. So in the linear search technique, 14 comparisons are required to check 151 element is presented or not. But here, only with the 4 comparisons, we are finding that 151 is presented or not. That's why the time complexity is reduced. One more example. Suppose we need to search a particular element minus 14. Minus 14. Right. So again, 1, 14, 7. First iteration same. So the mid position element is 54. But at this time, comparatively 54 minus 14 is less. Means we want to move left hand side. Means that, so the next higher pointer is changes to 6. Low pointer is constant. So 1, 6. Again calculating the mid. 3. So the third position element is 0. So compare with 0. Again it is less. So obviously the left pointer comes to, means highest pointer comes to before the mid position. So 2, 1, 2, 1. So we are comparing with minus 14 and minus 15. Again we are getting the same kind of thing. So what we have to do? So obviously this pointer is moved. So 2, 2, 2. So minus 14 is less than minus 16. So this is wrong. So when we are getting the values, means low value is high than high value, means when L greater than H, means L is nothing but low, H is nothing but high. When L greater than is H, directly you can say element is not found. Directly we can say element is not found. So this is the way we are finding that the element is presented or not. So what we have to do is each and every time we are calculating the mid element, and based on the mid position we are checking that the probable position of the required element is either least array or highest array. So based on the logic we are moving according to that, and we need to apply again the binary search technique on the right hand side of an array or maybe the left hand side of array. So the next, so this is the binary decision tree. means that what are the bit positions to the previous one. In this case, initially the 7th one is the mid position, after that 11, then go for 9 or maybe 13. These are the mid positions. In this case, 3, 1, 5, or you can move like this. So all the nodes are points to mid values, probable mid values. These are all pointing to indexes. Next. So this is a one beautiful animation to know what is exactly the binary search technique. Yes, 37 element is formed. But here in the sequential search, it takes more number of steps. But here, only with the 3 steps, gone. Means computation is over. But in case of sequential steps, it takes more number of steps. Why? Because it compares each and every element. But here, only with the 3 steps, the task is over. But here, definitely the 37 is 11th position. So 11 comparisons are required. 11 steps are required. So that is the complexity of linear search is high than binary search. Next, so how to write an algorithm for this? So algorithm for binary search is very simple. So algorithm binary search, we need to pass 3 arguments. One is A is an array, L is the least index, H is the highest index. L is the least index, H is the highest index. So what we have to do? Initially we need to calculate mid. So before going to the mid, first we need to check if L less than H or not. If the L less than H, then so what I have to do? So what I have to do is we need to calculate the mid. Mid is equal to L plus H by 2. Means we need to calculate the mid position. So after that, what I have to do? We need to check our required element. Means if A of M equal to our required element or not. So here we need to pass the required element also. X. We need to pass the required element. So that is X. So if A of M is equal to X or not, then that is the required element. Aithe. So return M. Else if suppose this condition is wrong, so we need to check whether we want to go for left half or right half. So A of M less than X means that compared to the mid position, the X element is high. Means we want to move for higher half. So we need to call recursive. So binary search of A comma, at this time L value is changes. So M plus 1 comma H comma X. Suppose this is not the case, go for else. Binary search of A comma L comma M minus 1 comma X. Suppose in the left half, highest pointer is changed. So this process is repetitively doing. Suppose both the cases are wrong, so at last we are written minus 1. So when we are written minus 1, it means that element not found case. Element found, it returns some M. This is a positive number. So this is the way you can write an algorithm for binary search technique. Binary search technique. Next. So what is the time complexity for binary search? This is also very easy. So T of n is equal to T of n by 2 plus C. T of n is equal to T of n by 2 plus C. So how to solve this problem? So you need to substitute here T of n by 4 plus C plus C. how to solve this problem? T of n by 8 plus c plus c plus c. So how to simplify this? T of n by 2 cube plus 3c in the generic terms. Sir, actually what is the thing, sir? So T of n by 2 means initially we are taken 14 elements. By calculating the bit element, we are dividing the elements into 7 and 7. Either our element is in the left hand 7 or maybe right hand 7. Means next you are applying the binary search for only half of the elements. That's why T of n by 2. Plus c is nothing but we are doing one comparison. For that a constant amount of time is required. Right. So for this case, so T of n by 2 power k kc. So at any point definitely it should be 1. So that's why n by 2 power k is equal to 1. So n is equal to 2 power k. So k is equal to log n base 2. This is the case. Right. So the same thing here I am substituting. So the T of 1 plus kc, k value is log n base 2 into c. Right. So this value is 1. So 1 plus c into log n base 2. So c is constant, 1 is constant. C is constant, 1 is constant. So definitely the value is depends on this one only. That's why the time complexity of binary search is big O of log n base 2. Log n base 2. So summary. So coming to the summary. So first we have discussed defective chessboard problem. This is the one kind of application. So defective chessboard problem. So how we are solving the defective chessboard problem? With the help of divide and conquer approach. So here first we have explained the problem statement, and next how the divide and conquer approach is suitable for this. Explained means that how we are suggesting recursion, base step, recursive step, combined step, we are explained. Then a manual example also clearly shown. Manual example also clearly shown. At last we are given the recurrence relation. At last we are given the recurrence relation. The second kind of application we are explained is binary search. So in the binary search case also explained problem statement and why we are going for binary search technique. Next I am moving to manual example. How the binary search is going on. Manual example is given. And after that algorithm also I am written and explained. And at last time complexity is also derived. Time complexity is also derived. And the best case time complexity for binary search technique is big O of 1. In the worst case and average case time complexity is big O of log n base 2. This is the thing. So in the next session we want to discuss some more applications which are related to divide and conquer approach. Thank you.